Welcome everybody to our conversation with director Azra Deniz Okyay about her film Ghosts that is participating in this year's feature competition. My name is Doron Galili. I'm from Stockholm University's Department of Media Studies, and it's an honor to have the opportunity to talk to our guest tonight about her debut feature film, winner of the International Critics Award at the Venice Film Festival, and winner of no less than 5 awards, more recently in Antalya Festival. Welcome. I'm very sorry you cannot be here with us today in Stockholm for the film, but it's a pleasure to be able to show it here. In the beginning of the film, it marks the near future in which it takes place. And as it happened, the date just passed last week in the end of October. And I wanted to start with this. To what extent is it a futuristic work? How far in the future was it when you wrote it as happening at October 2020? And what is today's state of emergency mean to the work that was obviously done and completed before the current crisis?
Yeah, that's true. I needed a time, a date that nobody's getting the state or belonging to someone. So I decided to put this date. It's also on the same time a date of a film that I like, Back to the Future.
Oh.
And yeah, it was a funny date for me, but on the same time, yeah, I wanted to explore this date like a kind of a dystopic and not on the same time. So I choose this time for getting this chaos. And yes, actually, we're in a big chaos.
Looking at the field today, do you feel that it changed, or it's your imagination about the dystopian future, or is it something that came to become reality? Or
I don't know. Actually, it's a big chaos right now. So I'm feeling like not anymore like a ghost, because the people that I'm showing is like a ghost on the movie, like they are disappearing in the darkness. About some light power cut, but on the same time it's a metaphorical way for Turkish citizens how they are living for me. But actually, like the pandemic, it's completely something more universal. So it became something more universal, what I wanted to make feel to the people who was watching, like getting a kind of a anxious moment. It's not a horror movie, but kind of a situation that everybody gonna try to survive, and saying like everybody every day, not like it's a pandemic, like you're moving daily with your problems, and there is a big chaos on the same time. So just showing this this world, my world, and now everybody is on a kind of a same world. That's the craziest thing, I think.
It certainly meets us here as a very timely work as well. Can you tell us about the process of casting the film? You have such strong, multiple leading actors and actresses. It's almost hard to imagine the film or the idea being without their particular personalities. How were they chosen? How was the process of working with them?
Yeah, sure. Ifet character, the drug dealer woman, I find her in a film, like she was just playing in a little closed door, and she would just move a little bit her face, and I think that I find a star, and I think that she's playing very well. She get a Best Supporting Actress 2 weeks ago. I fall in love with her. She's a really amazing woman. The other one, the dancer, I find her in Instagram. And I was talking young girls in the last weeks of the pre-production, and I found her after casting many girls, and it was a blessing for us. Rashid character is also, I cast him in some way from he was also a theater player, and he was really good actor. He's like a chameleon, I'm calling. He can really move fastly from a role to another role. He get this advantage on his body, I don't know, mine. And also, and the Ella character, it's kind of a really young, new generation actress that I know, that I also worked before this film. And I think that she get kind of a universal young lady aura, like kind of a Middle East and European way, that what I am with my friends. I mean, we're more like hybrid way as an existence. So yeah, I pick up my 4 lover like that, the main characters. And the others one we cast by step. We couldn't get a cast director because we didn't have money. We cast everybody with my producer and the assistants, and it was really so big tough.
But immensely successful.
Thank you.
Very good cast. Your own background is previous to making this, making documentaries and making video art.
Yeah.
Can you tell us about how this experience with a very different, I'm guessing, style and production methods of documentaries and video arts worked in making this feature? What was the transition into making a film of this scale like for you?
Yeah, I'm calling it kind of this ghost movie. It's a kind of a hybrid way to making it, because I'm coming from video arts. That's why you don't sometimes not hearing some conversations, dialogues. This is coming from video arts. What I'm having this kind of a laboratory and using my tools, my way to express myself. And documentary side is coming on the film to entering in the stories, like really feeling intensively, and that the audience have to understand why this also bad guy is making this and stuff. Really entering and moving with the camera, with these actors and these lives, is coming from my side of making documentary. I really like to be like a kind of being on a someone's house and being done another way and running with the girls, like having this energy with the camera and flow on the editing coming from the hybrid way that I construct in years. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And the result is very distinct visual style. We have a lot of the handheld camera running after the characters, and then we have scenes that are made in a completely different ratio of the screen, shot with a digital telephone. The story, of course, is told out of order. It seems to be that your cinema relates to tradition in a very particular way, not only in the social sense of tradition, but also to traditional ways of telling stories and putting them on screen. Is this something that you brought from the art world? Is this something that you felt?
You mean trying to get a, I don't know, universal language, or
I was interested in the mixing of the different kind of framings within the same film.
Yeah, I mean, the same way for the video art. I think I need to sometimes cut the classical way to bringing like a chapter, like the Instagram photos, videos. It's like the chapter on like in a book, chapter of a book, and also entering to another world, and because you are making that on social media, but on the same time bringing my kind of a rhythmic, I mean, just cutting what I want when I need. And I think that's classical way. It's not really working for some stories. For this one, I need to cut sometimes for entering to another one. There's so many mathematics for making a choral movie, but I really mixed it up, all the techniques, and also made my spiral. This film is like a spiral, from the editing and the camera style on the same time. You cannot just shoot one film and then decide in the editing room. Like, you have to really be not being a classical way for work, and deciding this kind of chapters and stuff. made a kind of a non-classical way to work on the film, even in the pre-production, and it made this film. Voilà.
So this was already written in the script for the original version of the film. The combination
sure.
of the different
and
techniques were always there.
Yeah, and also before the shooting, I was working on the same time on the same table with the DOP and the editor, like saying, okay, we're gonna cut from here, so you're gonna enter like that in the camera, and no, because we didn't have time to make a big reversal, because we shot the film in 17 days. Yes, without money, and we have to be so good organized, and like a punk movie, you know, like entering and going out, like so, shooting everybody and knowing absolutely how the camera gonna valse, I mean, on the room, and how the scene is gonna end up on energy for cutting and editing. I didn't have any choice. That I just made that with my producer. We decided to make it like that because otherwise it's not gonna work. Normally it's not like that. Even for the editor and the DOP was the first time for really getting all the script and cutting inside stuff, and trying to get time for also having the improvisation moments on the scene. It was really a interesting balance to finding a balance, but it was really so tough and so hard work. Also in editing room, it was just not before. So yeah.
As much as you were prepared during the setting, the punk motivation remained a lot of work. The project itself, though, has a much earlier start, though, right? You started writing it.
Yeah, I began to write it like 5 years ago, and all the country was changing. All my friends' life was changing. All my life is changing, and I just wrote it like I need to archive that, like a war photographer, or this technique, classical way, is not gonna be enough for writing emotion. Like how I wrote it, it was like feeling like also when I was reading Jack Kerouac books of Beat Generation. I mean, they are changing the style for writing it, and I am absolutely feeling like that. It was not possible to write it a classical way, a film like that, emotion like that. This film is one emotion, just one emotion.
Yeah, with very rich range of influences. The work on sound was really interesting as well. It seems to me that we get to know a lot of the world that the film takes place in through sound, the things that we don't see. Can you tell us about how the work with recording or in the post-production kind of created these? And I'm talking, of course, also about the lack of sounds, dance scenes where we don't hear the music. We have to be also all the time very vigilant about what we don't see and what we don't hear.
Yeah, sure. It was a big also work before. I wanted that like the local sound people get the sound of the streets. Like in the ghettos in Turkey, there's also chicken or, you know, little stuff who's running. But on the upper sides, there is more, of course, like chantier sound. So you have to see the difference when you are moving, like in a car, you know, and bringing all the city sounds and also the city emotions and making them like sound theater, you know, at the same time.
Yeah.
And feeling like there is another stories coming with the scenes. And I also work with helicopter sound, was really important for me. The last project that I made, Sulukule Mon Amour, it was about a little ghetto was getting destroyed. and I used helicopter sound, and I made a cover of Nirvana Heart-Shaped Box, and getting that with playing on the same rhythm. And I asked to do soundtrack writer Ekin Film, my sound artist, who made the song of the films. I said to her, we get one dance song, but you have to write other song who's gonna also make the echo of NEM La Savesse. It's a French band who's playing at the end of the film, the dance scene song. And also you're gonna make other song with the same sound of helicopter, like the rhythm of the film, it's on the same balance. I'm coming also from music. That's why a kind of mathematic stuff, it's really important. I think it's really, you have to find the echo, like it was like a one line of music, like one note, and otherwise it's gonna be disturbing for everybody in a chaotic movie like that.
A fascinating combination, the mathematics and music and beat and documentary and video art and science fiction together. That's really remarkably put together. What can you finally tell us about the reception of the film now that you've been showing it around the world? How are audiences outside of Turkey connected to it? What do you feel now that the film gets an international life?
The thing is that I've been discovered for Venice. I mean, I never sent it to Venice. They discovered us. We were just in the post of the film for a work in progress somewhere, and they saw the 20 minutes and they said, "What's that? We want to see all the film." And one day after, they said, "We want the film, or you or not." And we were like, "Okay." And we gave them the film, and then the other festival, I mean, like Stockholm, and I'm thankful about that, but suddenly it became something more like people need a film like that. I don't know, but I mean, it was just a kind of emotion that I need to bring as an artist. But I feel that, yeah, something is impacting people about something, and I think as an artist, it's the most important thing is trying to find a universal language, a universal song. It's this is, I don't know, my generation is like that. It's not just being from Turkey, or, you know, I been educated from also other cultures. So, and this is a hybrid version that we are actually, and the cinema is the most beautiful way to bring, saying, okay, we are together, you know, and yeah, I don't know, people like it. I get some news from USA or Italy or Thessalonique or Sevilla this month, and everybody's, I don't know, people, they're so happy, and I'm so proud to make them happy on this pandemic, because everybody is really suffering, and I'm so happy to bring this film right now. I think that if it was last year or 5 years after, it's not gonna be the same impact.
We are very fortunate to have the cinema in time that we cannot travel and be together to share these experiences.
Yeah, trying to find the lights on our daily life, and just sometimes it's so dark. My mom has learned me this word of Victor Hugo: on the darkest moment of the night, there is a light is coming, you know, and we need to believe to the miracles, but trying to make these miracles on this darkness. And it's the new generations bringing that. And I don't know, Greta Thunberg, she said, hope it is contagious.
Yeah.
So yeah, this new generation, young people, is gonna bring the new way to think, I think.
What is next for you? What is the current project that you're working on, or what can we expect?
Actually, I'm so tired, so I need to sleep a little bit. Okay. But I'm working for a new thing, of course.
looking forward to seeing it and hopefully to have you here with
yeah,
this.
I hope so. Yeah.
Thank you very much, Azra, Deniz, Okyay, for the
much.
film and for talking to us.
Thank you so much.
Have a good evening.
You too. Bye.